So the rest will be for you cover them. Yeah, so you speak more. And as we know, you are Indian origin.
Yes,
Yeah. So Indian are very good in presentation. So he can speak a lot.
hopefully.
Yeah. So allow me to have a nap first. I know. Allow me to listen to you, and then we will learn about the operation of malls. Okay. So let's give a big hand to our speaker, Mr. Lakunan. But before you speak, your family moved from which part of India, sir?
Southern part.
Tamil Nadu?
Tamil Nadu, yeah.
Oh,
Many,
I
many
see.
years ago.
Yeah, many years. My grandma also moved from China many years ago. I mean, almost 80 something years ago.
Same.
Long time ago. Yeah. If I met to Malaysia, maybe we met earlier. Yeah, unfortunately.
Maybe, yes, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay, so please, the floor is yours.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Doctor, for inviting me especially to give a small talk or sharing about my experience. Yeah. Okay, today we're going to discuss about we are discussing, keep on discussing from since morning about the innovative shopping center in Asia, insight and lessons. Yeah. So in two speakers, they talk about the mall management, the skills that you need and all that. So now we want to look into a little bit about insight or maybe detail of one portion of the mall management, which I feel it is a bit a key area that we need to focus on that area so that we can have a good mall management for future sustainability and for everyone. Yeah, especially for the investors that you can they can achieve the goal that mentioned by Mr. our SS Lim surveyor earlier. Yeah. Yeah, let's go look into it. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the new slide. Okay. Okay, this one going to let me give you a brief introduction about myself. Actually, I'm started my career. I mean, basically I'm a finance guy, and then in bank spent a little bit time in bank, and then subsequently I graduated in UK, Aberdeen. After that, I got an opportunity to join shopping centers. So where I manage mainly in strata malls, few malls, about three malls, taking care of the finance area, HR. Actually, initially I was taking care of finance, HR, procurement side originally. Then later I was got opportunity to take care the mall, entire mall, Strata Mall in Malaysia, in Subang Jaya. Then I got opportunity work, but I spent there about seven years plus, and then I managed another mall. Then subsequently I also joined IKEA shopping center team. Not the furniture side, is a shopping center team where they started from the scratch in Johor Bahru, Topan Shopping Center, they call it. So I was the core team, pioneer team, where we set up the entire from construction until we build and open the shopping center. All right. Then I left. I spent about few years with the IKEA shopping center. Then I left. I joined the current company. I mean, along this line, I was spent some time in property management companies, and then after that, I joined current company, which is a developer in KL, one of the pioneer developer in KL, and then they under their management, we have commercial centers and shopping mall also in East Malaysia. One of the is called like is similar like a pavilion in East Malaysia lah. And then we also managing other malls, strata malls under my care, right? So this is a little bit brief about my career and my qualification. Subsequently, I mean, this is my passion also, where I like to teach, share my knowledge. During my working and entire my career, I also conduct a small training with my staff, teach them how to do, and then give a proper talk to them. Instead of talking a little bit of just giving instruction. Instead of giving instruction, also giving like a mini talk seminars for them. So that's why my passion. So that's why I started. Started this called the Applied Skill Academy. So where I mean I'm started this, and then yes, start to give some organize seminars, call all the expert. That's why I got to come to know Mr. Surveyor and Surveyor Zaharin also, where they are. I mean, we want to join together and conduct share our knowledge and experience to the young generation, just graduated in real estate or property management and all that, all the green people. Yeah. So I also take this opportunity. Probably you guys can contact me or keep in touch with me. We can, we can join venture together. We can organize and then conduct these seminars, this kind of seminar in coming future in any part of the world, right? So maybe we can go to your country and go do this kind of a seminar in your country, or you guys can join us and do our training in Malaysia as well. Yeah. Okay, I think this is a little bit a brief introduction of myself and what I'm doing also. Okay, let's move on to the topic for today. Okay, probably you guys have some expectation for today's session. So since many join in the web base, so maybe you can maybe you can put your wish list in your this thing in your paper, and then maybe we see how we can achieve this one, your expectation for today's session, lah. All right, with me. Okay, let's just want to. I mean, the earlier session, Surveyor Zaharin and Surveyor Victor Lim already give you a broad introduction or even give a detailed introduction of the mall, how the mall works and all that. All right. So this, I mean, I want to touch a little bit on this, where what's the current trend of the mall right now. So in apart from, I mean, from my perspective, apart from this traditional commercial transaction center, the mall is moving towards becoming a meeting place. I think Surveyor Zaharin, earlier speaker, also mentioned about this, even as a Surveyor Victor also mentioned about this. So it's become a meeting place for family, friends, tourists, business associate, and community gatherings and events. Even as, one of the mall that I operate in KL, we always joint venture with the local authority, government the departments to conduct events in the mall. So we also give them the space for them to for them to organize their event in our mall, right? So for example, like sometimes they flag off, they do social activity like a flag off event for cycling. Even we organize in our mall, we do the flag off. And then one of the event also we do like they are festive gatherings. We organize in our mall. So therefore, so mall is not only for shopping center. It's a meeting place. It's become a landmark. Sometimes business as usual, also they, where we want to meet, we meet this place. So mall nowadays playing a key role in our community or in broad picture in economy as well. Right. Why is it not moving? You're controlling it. All right. So the mall, in my perspective, through my past experience, the mall operations, the implication is about people, right? So the people are, of course, first is the staff. Number two, sorry, first is our shoppers. Shoppers, we got to operate. I mean, when we operate the operations, we get to cater for our shopping people. Shopping people need to be comfort, safe, and they must have a good environment in our shopping mall. Then they have their good shopping experience. You see. So and then of course, not forgetting our tenant. Tenant is another key important aspect for us. We also obliged to create a good environment, safe environment for our tenants where we give us our income to our mall, so that therefore they can operate in a long run, right? And of course, our operation also to take care of these two important area whereby this building systems and building structures. So when we take care the more operation very carefully, then our system can last long. Whereby later I will touch on the cost saving effect, and then the structure will be last long also. Otherwise, operation if you don't take care, we are not operating in a right manner, our cost will run, right? And then of course, environment and community. So we also responsible for environment and community. Especially when talk about environment, probably you'll think what environment we are talking about. Of course, the STP, one of the things, the clean water we got to discharge to the outside. Then STP, the sewerage treatment plant, all these things very important. At the same time, green building, right? So now we also ensure our building is we create our in a sustainable manner, operate in a sustainable manner, right? Of course, community, like I mentioned earlier slide. The finally, why I put in a big box here as a management, important when we operate the mall, to take care of the mall, eventually the mall got to give a good yield to our top management, especially the investor or the owners of the mall. Okay, in my past experience, I have managed both malls, mean only own mall, whereby IKEA and under my company and all that, and then also a stratified mall. Stratified mall is the there's a lot of individual owners bought lot of the shopping center. That means there will be a many owners in the mall in the mall. So I have experienced both, and then we got to ensure they get their yield and ROI of their investment, right? So that's very important also. Okay, let's. I want to look at the key components of mall operation. Yep. Okay, like I think Mr. Lim earlier speak also touch on the hardware and software. Same thing here. Mall operation also we have some. I also categorize in hardware and software, right? So hardware is basically all MEPs, like mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems, whereby we can talk about all this ACME, aircon system. Aircon system, is in a mall is a very big like your chiller system, AHU, um, your cooling towers and all that. So all these are hardware component where we got to take care. Later we will touch also how we got to take care of these systems, how we got to manage well, so that we can operate in a very minimum cost. Right. So then, of course, another important is the lift and escalator, right? And travel letters. If your lift escalators not properly managed or not properly maintained, not taking care of the preventive maintenance on time and all that, your lift and escalator will down always. So this one not only giving uh, cost to our operation, also will give a bad impression to the mall. So whenever you want to organize a big event or AMP activity, tenants, your shoppers will give a very bad impression on us. And then of course the CCTV system, like earlier I mentioned, we have a responsibility to the shoppers, tenants, our staff, and whoever visiting us. So our CCTV system is a part of our safety and security system, right? So our CCTV system also must be intact always to ensure that we take care, we maintain, and operate in a good manner always, right? So moving on, fire system. Fire system, another aspect of a mall on a hardware side operations, whereby we got to ensure our fire system works well, right? So during a small fire or big fire, the system must be triggered to alert all of us that whether we need to really evacuate or we can, still stay in the mall, right? Especially the shoppers and shoppers. And then, of course, plumbing system. And then another aspect that I want to touch today is the facade. Okay, facade of the mall. Facade of the mall is the like a first image to the our mall. The facade must be always taken care, well maintained, right? So if let's say the facade is in a rundown condition, how good your mall or how good your tenant inside or how high brand inside also, it will give a very not a very good impression on us, right? So very far from, like earlier we mentioned, talk about a customer shopper experience, customer decision making, whether we want to design to go to this mall or that mall, or mall A, mall B, or mall C. They already decide from the home, right? They did not come here only. They after they start driving only they decide. They already the decision making process already taken place in at home. So this facade system, facade, everything maintained very well, very nice. They already decided that okay, we got to meet today. We got to go to the mall, this mall today. It's like that, right? So of course, another aspect is the doors and shutters. Doors and shutters is another key aspect of the mall also, especially after mall hour, right? Because we got to create a safe environment for the tenants. They got to operate and they got to come to the mall before mall hour, then they leave the mall after the mall hour. That means generally in Malaysia, we operate the mall from 10 to 10, right? So before they operate, before the shopper, we open the mall for shoppers at 10 o'clock. Most of the tenant staff or tenants, they already go into the mall at early as 7:30 a.m. Most of the staffs. So when they go in at early as 7 a.m. or even leave the mall at 11, sometimes 11:30. So our doors and shutters must be in a very, very good condition. There we got to control them from one door and exit in another door. Of course, some of the mall they operate, they have this movie theaters. So when the movie theater movie goers they finish at very late night, so we also can easy to control them through one lane and to discharge all the shoppers, right? So this doors and shutters is a very important aspect also. Of course, civil and structure. In a long run, if it's a new mall, newly built, is not to worry so much. But of course, if it's a older mall like currently I'm managing is about 19 years old mall, we have a lot of issue with the civil and structures. So later we'll look into it. What are some of the examples of the defect or even issues that we have for civil and structures, right? Of course, another area that we need to look into is the toilets, right? So most of the time, like our home, whenever we invite or any or visitor or relative, we will take care of our toilet first. So we always say whenever we visit a mall for mall visit or education and all that, definitely we will go and first we will go and visit their toilets. So toilets is another very, very important aspect. So we got to manage the toilet. Of course, number one is clean. Number two is hygiene. Number two is all the M&E equipment inside the toilet must be ensure that is intact, so that we can have a good mall, good experience for our shoppers. Another area is a car park. Car park also is similar to the facade, whereby, like Zarin earlier mentioned, that car park, when shopper drive in, first impression that they see, of course, first is facade, number two is a car park. They enter the car park. Car park was bright enough. We always have set our benchmark from this angle to get able to see the car or person sitting at the other corner. That means then the shoppers have have a good impression on us, and then they feel safe environment in the car park. Right. Some of the car park I have seen very dark. So whenever the light faulty and all that, we got to ensure it's tackled on time. And of course, this is similar, like what I mentioned, lights in the mall, as also external outside. Inside the mall, of course, we maintain some lux inside the mall. Of course, this one must gel with the tenants, their signage lights as well. So we got to ensure that we have enough light, not too bright, not too dim. We got to maintain in the correct level so that we have a good experience and good ambient in the mall. And then definitely is electrical. I also touch on the electrical example, what I faced in the past, so that our system, the entire system works well. So this will be the heart for the entire system, right? Electrical. Okay, let's move on. Let's look into the software side. Okay, software side, like I mentioned earlier, safety and security. This one is of course, our security guards, our own mall officers, all these things, our fire system, all these, the softwares I'm talking about. So we got to ensure this safety and security system works well in the mall. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, cleaning is another aspect that comes under the software of the mall operation side, whereby generally in Malaysia, we outsource these services. That means we manage through our vendor, which Zarin, I mentioned earlier, we vendor management through the vendor management. So we outsource and then we manage through them, right? And then, of course, we are talking about pest control. I also will share some experience on the pest control. So most of of course, some of them, they think that pest control is very small issue in the shopping center, but it will create a big impact actually. It's like something like, because in mall we have a lot of F&B. When we have F&B, you have all the cockroaches, rats, rodent, all these things. So whenever they go and bite the small cables and all that, it can spark the short circuit or anything, then can cause the entire fire to the mall and all our other equipment. Then when it comes to when come for insurance claim and all that, when they found out all these things, our insurance claim also can be passed. And then we got to fork out our own money. Definitely we got to justify to the top management. So these are the things. So even though it is a small portion of the mall operation, the pest control, but it can make a big impact, And then, of course, landscaping. Landscaping is the aesthetic of the mall, definitely. And we also got to maintain on this one. Hygiene, definitely. And ambient, important, because depends on the mall that we are operating. Of course, I've experienced manage the high-end mall and then Lohon. And then when I'm in IKEA, they want to bring in this bring in the Swedish ambient in the culture in the mall, and plus with the local touch. They always call this plus with the local touch. So they want to create this ambient in the mall. So we got to, once the design has been created in such a manner, we got to maintain throughout the years that this ambient is there. All right. If the ambient is not there, then it will become very difficult for us, right? Of course, another aspect of the mall software is the AMP activities. Of course, the marketing department create a lot of activity for shoppers to attract the shoppers. So as a mall operation team, we got to support the entire marketing team that ensure that that setup is done in a proper manner, won't cause any fire, especially fire or safety hazard, and then to the shoppers, our tenant, and then our staff as well. So we will support. We got to, I mean, as an operation team, we got to support for this more activities team. Right. Then, before I touch on the CMO team, CMO is a stand for Center Management Office team. Then I also this one can come together, which is the customer service. Right. Earlier speaker surveys, I also touch on this the center management team. So when you talk about the skills, you talk about that, and then the customer service, right? So I will touch. I will come back to this, and then of course lights I mentioned earlier, and then SOPs. SOP, we get to have a good SOP so that all our staff can refer always. So when I talk about center management team, actually, I referring here is our operation team. So our operation team, our technical team from the engineering part, from our security team, cleaning team, all team, whoever managing these vendors, everyone, they got to fully train, fully knowledgeable, so that they know what to do and what situation. They know not really depends on the top management instruction always. So they got to be very alert, very very alert and proactive in a daily daily delivering their tasks. Yeah. Okay. As a mall operation team, I will a little bit touch on this. As a mall operation team, we always geared for to minimize the operation disruption. So because that's why I always this is my like a mantra. Always I say 4 wives and 1 husband. What, when, where, why, how. Meaning that we don't know what will going to happen, when it's going to happen, why it's happened, and or how it's happened. Sometimes it happens. You know, sometimes pipe burst. Later I will touch on that. I will give some example. Pipe burst, electrical breakdown, aircon breakdown, and all that. So our team got to be prepared, um, always prepared when things happen, so they know what to do and what action you got to take, right? Sometimes especially when if of the public holidays or if of the festive season, or when the mall manager or mall director is not in the office, things will happen. So that on the mall duty officer or duty manager, they know what to do. So this is very important key aspect, right? So we want. So like I mentioned earlier, I already give a lot of example just now, but I like to touch again on the disruption, some of the disruption, safety and security hazard, aircon system failure, and transformer down, lighting, car park, collapse of ceiling, and power. This is not all these breakdowns. Actually, there's many more. But just I put some of the major one only. But this all is a real time happen in Malaysia. All these cases happen. Even I personally also experienced many of these incidents. Okay, so I believe many of you read in the news that this fire occurred one of the top mall in Malaysia. So this top mall, of course, I mean, I don't want to go into detail what went wrong or why or what, but it happens. It's a real fire. Many witness it. Actually, it's from the substation of the mall. But of course, I mean, like what I say, I'm not saying any who is wrong or whatever. But the thing is, what I like to share here is, if this thing happen, our mall operation team needs to know what to do and what action need to take. So we got to be prepared. So the impact, for example, for this fire, actually they closed the mall for 2 or 3 days. So we got to prepare for this as not to happen. Not, I mean, I'm not trying to say that we got to prepare for the things to happen. No, what I'm saying is we got to prepare our team that we check always that this thing is not happening. So another one that this is not depression. What I'm trying to say is we always sit with our authority to check and balance and to ensure things are in a correct manner, right? Okay, this is another example. This is a transformer of a mall that managed before. Maybe I want to take a little bit time to go in detail of this incident. Actually, this happened in 2007, if I'm not mistaken. Is eve of Chinese New Year in Malaysia, whereby we got 5 transformers, and then one of the transformer had a flashover. It's eve of Chinese New Year at 5 something like that. So that time, most of the suppliers, contractor, all went on holiday. So that means 40%, 40 to 45% of the mall, no power, and no lights, no aircon system. So we got to assemble our team. Then we got to find a solution how to mitigate this risk. The unfortunate, the critical part of this transformer is not easily available. Most of the time we got to order. The lead time is about 6 months time to deliver. So we cannot left our mall to not to have lights or aircon for 6 months period, right? So we got to think what to do in a short measure, what action we can take so that we can resume the electricity and the aircon system to ensure that it's run. So therefore, we assemble, then find alternative contractor, then we take a temporary measure to connect to another with the low loading transformer. Then we got to connect and then connect the cable to the another transformer. Then while we're waiting a full transformer to come in. The sad part of this incident actually is a minor mistake of, probably is a minor mistake from our team, whereby maintenance is not done properly. So therefore, the audit team found out that the collector of dust is not properly maintained. The collector of dust create the spark and then to cause the transformer to fire. So therefore, we are unable to claim insurance. This is what I earlier mentioned. So the maintenance or checking is very, very important later, which I will touch later part on this area. So it's it's very important. So yeah, this is a common issue where electrical trip in most of the mall, right? So sometimes it's a trip for very short period of time, then we can resume it. Sometimes it will take like a few hours to resume the trip. So another important area is the aircon system in the mall, because like I mentioned earlier, the mall is not only a commercial place now. Commercial place is a meeting place. That means they have the confidence that we have a good environment, good ambience, and a good cooling system in the mall. So that's why there are a lot of people, a lot of social activity happening in the mall. They come, they meet, they spend like not even 2 hours, or maybe sometimes 3-4 hours in the mall. They spend a lot of time. So the chiller system, especially the aircon system, must run properly. All right. For our recent case, like 1 year ago, we have a 3 chiller. One of the chiller break down, and then until now it break down. So to replace a chiller, it will take about more like the time frame like 6 to 1 year to replace a chiller. So it's not a straightforward case whenever chiller breakdown. Especially this thing is like for older malls. The newer malls they come with a lot of latest technology chillers. But the older malls, they're like ice making chillers and all that. It's very difficult. It's not. I mean, the parts also not really available in the market. Sometimes the things break down. We got to order from US. The parts to arrive itself about 6 months to arrive. The even small part, right? So our chiller system, maintenance of our chiller system is very important in the mall because it's all aesthetic. When your mall down, they always the shoppers first they will say, "Ah, yo, this mall lah, always aircon breakdown lah, don't go." So this is what this image we don't want to create this image, right? How good our mall also when you create this kind of negative mileage, then it's not easy to erase from the our shoppers' mind. Right? Somehow nowadays with the WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, the things will spread very fast and then become viral for negative reason, which and not everybody as a mall team we don't like all these things, right? Yeah. Of course, another one like I mentioned earlier, the lift system breakdown like this, and then your escalator breakdown. Escalator all or one of the important part of the mall, right? Because people are moving around most of the time using escalator. Especially when you talk about this handrail. Handrail is not ready-made item. You must remember, it's like most of the time it's a custom-made equipment where you need to order because most of the escalators are not standardized escalators. So they got to see how length, how height, all these things they got to measure. Then only they can place the order, and then arrive. So the lead time also longer. So we got to all these things we got to take into consideration when as an operation team we got to take care all these things, all these small matters to put it in together and then connect it together and then we plan all these things we got to plan every day. So another key area as a mall operation team we got to plan properly so that to minimize the disruptions. Of course, another area that I want to touch here is the cleaning. Cleaning team also must be intact, even though you outsource, but for shoppers' view or tenants' view, it's our team, right? So our cleaning always must be intact. This is important. Also another aesthetic, especially cleaning team, they will take care. The rubbish bin must be cleared on a regular basis, like 2 hours, 3 hours. They check the leader. They need to check, and then they clear the rubbish bins. And then toilets are not wet, always dry. Then got water. The bidet all in a good condition. Can flushable manner. So we always got to ensure. So we got to monitor all these things through our cleaners. So we, again, like earlier speaker mentioned, our vendor management also important. Regular meetings, very important. If possible, we can do 2 weeks once. The meetings is better, especially with the cleaners and the security team, right? So next area, landscaping, I touched already. And then our security team is very important. Especially when we are managing IKEA mall in IKEA, they really spend a lot of time on safety and security. Our guards are properly trained, especially when things happen, they really act fast. They must act fast, and they know what to do. If it's even a small fire, they know how to use the fire extinguisher. Right? You got to take out the pin first, then only you got to shoot and press like that. For example, actually, it really happened when managing a Johor Bahru mall. In Johor Bahru, they act fast. Actually, it's a newly open mall, but we caused a small fire. So the security team act very fast so that the fire was contained within few minutes, and then only in a certain area only. so they're able to act fast. So your team must be intact. And then, of course, after mall hour, before mall hour, they got to ensure our entire building is secure. The doors are shut and locked and all that. If things are not right, so people don't come to our mall. And then shopper, like earlier questions, a lot of questions raised how to attract, how to build mall and all that. So if you don't do all these things properly, your shoppers start to decline. When shoppers start to decline, your tenant start to shy away from your mall. When they start to shy away from your mall, then of course no tenant. We don't have a good brand to sell. Then we are unable to collect our rental. When we don't collect rental, then mall naturally will go down, right? Will be abandoned. So this is another area that all our mechanical system at the back of the house must maintain properly. Don't cause any disruption to us. So the sump pump issue. So maybe I can go to this is toilet cleanliness I talk about. Shutters. So these shutters all very important because one of the mall that we are currently managing is a very big mall. It's about 1.5 square feet, whereby we have many doors and shutters to enter the mall. So it's very tough for us to manage that, especially after mall hour and after mall hour. It's very challenging for us. So that's why our shutters and doors, unnecessary shutter and doors, we can permanently close. But certain one that we regularly use, we got to able to control these shutters. Yeah. Another reason I'm putting on this one on the screen also is if, for example, whenever we have a missing kid or missing any unwanted incident happening in the mall, so we know how to shut our doors and shutters so that we can contain and then we can take necessary action to to recover or to find the people. Right. So if our shutters and doors are not properly kept, and then definitely we will have a serious problem with this. Okay, another one is also for even nowadays the newer mall also have this problem whereby a lot of leaking, interfloor leaking, wall leaking, side wall leaking, all these things happening. So I can share one small incident. Recently happened. It's not really a mall, but happened in our one of the commercial center, whereby the small drip from the water riser, cold water riser, small drip, but our people or the contractor didn't take serious action of it or didn't report to us. So what happened? This one seep into the slab and then go to the electrical riser and drop into the electric riser and then cause fire and then trip until the main switchboard burn and then like we don't have electricity for three days, So this is one of the serious problem. Even it's a small problem, small issue, but cause a big trouble for us. And then, of course, this is a facade that I mentioned, the wall, all the wall tiles and all that. We got to take care, always check. So this is the car park area, the lighting. Okay. Another issue that I mentioned, especially the malls that near to the river, near to the sea, all this we will have a problem with this. Whereby whenever the water raise in the river or sea, the water can seep from the earth, underground and go to the mall. Then especially will hit the car park. And then this another issue also. I don't want to mention where is near to the sea. And then whenever the water, heavy rain happen, and then backflow from the sea water, and then rain, and then the water will raise at my loading area. Especially is really flood one, easily for 2 or 3 feet high water. So this was our serious problem. Actually, it's prolonged for many, many years. I made understand. So once we take over, we study, and then we put a special measurement. Now almost we resolve the issue. I can say almost 95% we resolve the issue. So it is because of this issue, we have this issue. You see, sometimes you almost understand mall operation is like that. One issue will create another issue and another issue is like a vicious cycle or chain like that, you know. So we'll create one issue and one issue. Because why this happened? Because the loading flooded, then the waste bin truck cannot come in, then the people cannot throw, and then become like this. So, like I mentioned earlier, another one important is our CMO staff. So our CMO staff must be knowledgeable, trained, and able to take action fast. Again, I want to emphasize on this. You can use this method as your takeaways from today's session. Always think what, when, where, why, how. Always before and after the incident also, so that you have a good referral always. Okay, other traditional, other than this non-traditional issues will be sustainability. Earlier, Surveyor also mentioned about the sustainability and all, maintain the green building, all these things. And then environmental impact, changing shoppers' behavior, which we cannot predict right now. And then data security and privacy, and AI adaptation and system integration, meet customer expectation and innovation. So of course, this meet customer expectation and their innovation is very tough. So nowadays, with the Gen Z we have, the expectation is, I can say, is beyond imaginable. So a lot of our new customers, they very advanced from us. So they dare to try new things and all. So always they will say, like for example, when we managing mall, right, car park, for example, car park, they always ask, hey, why your mall don't have this license plate recognition? This is the latest technology. I no need to tap. I no need to read your system able to read my car number, and then I can exit smoothly and enter and exit smoothly, for example, or even QR code. So they raise this kind of question. Sometimes you will find it very petty matter, but for them it's a big matter, right? So we got to take all this into consideration when we operate or manage the mall. Of course, another that with all this issue, how we want to take action or mitigate the plan, mitigation plan, how to work out. Of course, PPM, everybody know, mall operators, plan to preventive maintenance. Okay, this plan preventive maintenance simply say this is we got to plan all these things. Later I'll touch how we can do this thing in a very systematic and structured manner. And then repair and maintenance. Repair and maintenance, of course, is a firefighting. So as a mall operation team, I really don't want the firefighting. We always want to predict in advance. So always my boss always teach me no surprises. So I also don't want surprise. So of course, when we do this, plus do properly preventive maintenance, we do properly, and repair maintenance do properly. Of course, our result will be cost savings lah. Cost saving means is yield to the top management. Like earlier, first our surveyor said, it's our goal. We can achieve our goal. Okay, how we can manage the all this issue. So of course, like I mentioned, PPM simply, for me, this is very important aspect, the building inspection. So my team, I have a certain team to do daily inspection on certain equipment and certain places, location and all that. I have given a checklist for them. They got to check, and then got to end of the day, they got to report to me. So I will like a police top police officer. Every day I will check all the report, any issues or anything that we need to take immediate action, right? So weekly and monthly, all these daily inspection must be done. Building inspections, the system, the surroundings, the environment, everything we get to take. Another area, building inspection. Another area that we can utilize is our cleaners supervisor or manager and security supervisor and manager. There will be another team, another eye for us. So they able to see a lot of things in a very detailed manner so that we can take action as a mall operation team. Then, of course, scheduled system services and maintenance. For example, our lift and escalator. So we will have when we sign the comprehensive scheduled contract with our vendor, they will come. We got to ensure their services are done properly, systematically, and on a regular basis to ensure our system are run properly, and especially the chiller system and electrical, these three areas. Another one, of course, like I mentioned earlier, the incident management. So when incident management happen, we I also emphasize that we got to create the incident report. So of course, the first one will be like a very general report, and then number two will be a very detailed one. So what happened, when happened, why happened, how we mitigate, so that this report will help us to predict in future, and we can plan our work very systematic in a systematic manner. So I already touched on the comprehensive incident report preparation. Of course, finally, last one is the learning, learning for ourselves and for our team as well. So these are the things that we got to do, the inspection on a regular basis with the team or authority. Even we can invite most of the time we will invite our authority to come to our mall and do fire drill, and or even get the help from them to do some inspection for us. Then these our electrical system, we also regularly check all our electrical system. Sometimes we will give, like we also do a buddy system for the junior and the senior, or even our engineers go together and check the system are in order. I want to touch on this, like important key components of the mall, like electrical, chillers and all that. You got a plan to do daily basis, this building inspection or building system inspection. Okay, another area that we can plan well, or even mitigation action plan will be the repair and maintenance side. So this repair and maintenance we got to do on timely manner. That means if we got things need to be done, we need to take action on an immediate basis. Things need to be, we can delay a little bit. I mentioned here, second point is the plan one or prioritize it. The another one versus the urgent one. Then number three will be the comprehensive maintenance, and always we got to plan for this. Quality versus time versus cost. Whether when we are, this will be our decision making, where certain repair and maintenance we emphasize on quality, certain one we emphasize on time, certain we emphasize on cost. So not always is the cost will be a decision making process in repair and maintenance side. So we also always consider on the quality and time. It's very important, especially electrical breakdown. We cannot make decision on cost wise, right? So this is this picture. Okay, I move on. So I believe earlier speaker also mentioned of the BCP, which is a business continuity plan. I can share my experience also. During the COVID time, I was with the IKEA shopping centers, whereby even big company, a lot of company during that time is MCO, MCO happened, no one predicted. So many don't have a proper guide or proper plan for business continuity. So this business continuity plan is very important, or SOPs that we're creating, or guidelines we created for that. So we got to, of course, once we created, we got to do a of training. It must be easily available, and it must be clear and precise, and cooperation from everyone, implementation, execution. For example, BCP, for example, I can give you a simple example whereby CAPAC system breakdown. For example, CAPAC system breakdown, the system because now most of my mall are run on the latest whereby touchless, ticketless, and cashless system. So some of it is purely based on running on internet or and bank servers. We connect with the bank servers. Sometimes bank server down, sometimes internet down. So when this happens, the entire system cannot operate. Customer cannot come in and exit through the automatic barriers. So whereby we have planned a simple business continuity plan when it happens, so that staff knows when the system down for more than 30 minutes, then they know what to do. That means they got to operate manually. What the charges they got to do, what the charges they got to do, charge, and and then where the staff need to be stationed and what to do. So all this is very important. So they don't wait for us for our instruction. In fact, they can connect to us. They say this is the system done. They will take more than this hour, this hour, this hour, and then can we activate the business continuity plan? Then when we give the green light from the top management, then they will take action immediately, so that the system, the mall operation, especially the car park operation, will be very smooth. So there won't be any congestion or havoc in the car park system. Right? Let me move on. We are almost at the final stage of the presentation for today. So I hope everyone have a good session with me, and then achieve your expectation for today's session, right? Yeah. So I hope you have some takeaways from this presentation. Some of the key or the personal experience that I shared with you all will give you some insightful to you, and ponder your thoughts, so that you can manage your team well, and then plan and organize the mall operation very well, right? So that's all from me. Thank you very much. Thank you.